I have a beautiful wife, wonderful kids, 2 great kids, enough to eat.
Roof over my head.
Roof over my head. And he would say this at times, and we thought that was just what our father said. But I was thinking about that because I feel exactly the same way now. And I hear my father's voice in my head saying the same thing. And I think the same thing. A great job, never lose it. Deal with striving young people with an art that's beleaguered and something that I've always loved and felt passionately about. It's such a privilege to be able to do that, especially today when so many people are struggling. And to have so many really dear friends. So I was thinking about meeting Elliot when we were in 7th grade over some crepe paper. I think there was the great crepe paper incident. And being in a band with him and doing a lot of music together and discovering things for the first time, discovering music for the first time and playing and the thrill of that, and meeting Michael in junior high, who was maybe the most forward-looking and avid musician. Always wanted to go into New York City and do things, and took me with him when I didn't want to be, when I was willing to leave home. I remember sitting outside with him in the car after he'd come back from Interlochen, and he had a flashlight and was playing music that he'd composed in this crazy 12-tone style, which I had never heard anything about. We were teenagers and couldn't imagine how anybody could ever write music like that, and then a couple of years later was trying to write music like that. Yeah, and then some years later, meeting Dawn, and the 5.5 years that we were separated from each other.
How did you meet Dawn? I'm going to interrupt.
I met Dawn in New York City, and then I moved out to Cincinnati, and for shortly after moving out there, we started seeing each other, and 5.5 years I was out in Cincinnati, and she was in New York City with $300 monthly phone bills, and taking the $78 round trip People Express every 4 or 5 weeks, and then People Express went out of business, and all the other airlines started jacking their prices up $20. So $78 became $258 and $278. So then I started driving every 5 weeks. I taught a prison class where I was teaching at the time in Lebanon, Ohio, and would drive 12 hours on a Friday after my class, so we could spend a weekend together every 4 or 5 weeks, and all that time, eventually having the privilege of marrying her. Thank you. Yes, we did that. Yes, we did that.
Get to the part about the dog and the cat.
I'm coming to trying to do this in chronological order. And then meeting Deborah at a Guild Trio concert in 1992 or 3, I think that was. And then getting to know each other, and for a very long time, Deborah, and after she met Bob, they were really my friends out here on Long Island. Maybe only friends out here on Long Island. I won't count Ed yet because I met. Well, Ed and I met in.
I think you still shouldn't count Ed.
Sure. Ed and I met in 85 or so.
Wow.
86.
That's a long time ago.
We were both on this board of directors, I guess, for this League ISEM, this International Contemporary Music organization. And I liked Ed. And then
He was all right.
No, I liked him. I liked Ed.
It was Karen he wasn't sure about.
Right.
Everybody,
it was Karen who since.
No, I hadn't yet met Karen, really.
I was there,
but well, you were there, yeah. But Ed and I then got an opportunity to have a piece done by a mutual friend in Maryland. And we decided to go down together, and I thought, I'm going to sit in a car for 5 hours each way with this nudnik, and we did, and it was a great pleasure.
Two nudniks.
So 2 nudniks.
On the
Two
turnpike.
nudniks in a car.
In a car.
In a car
5
together.
hours each way.
And to save money on the rental car, we drove down backwards.
That's it.
So,
So the odometer went the other way. Right.
So that was, and then some years later, by coincidence, we were really basically approached by the same person to write, to update this textbook that we got a chance to do. Anyway, I don't want to go into too much more reminiscence, but then meeting the guys in the wine group through Michael McHale. Sorry, Michael. Another 45 minutes we should be through. And that's been a really, really great pleasure. Our dinners together, our wine passions, as silly as they are, and our enthusiasm for, we built a wine cellar together, and have just had such great camaraderie and a feeling of bon ami here, and then getting to know everybody's wives too, in those big parties that we've had down by the shore here, and so I can't think of anything I would want to do differently. I feel like it's been such a wonderful and blessed life, and I never like celebrating my birthday. Usually Dawn and I are just having a steak au poivre and a nice bottle of Cabernet together. Yeah, but this is really
Well, at least that
privilege.
much.
And I hope you'll all just pledge to be back here in 10 years at 70.
We will.
And
No problem.
I'll put some of the wines I got tonight in the cellar, and we'll open them then. And thanks so much. It's really touching to have you all here, and I love you all. Thank you.
Yay. For his